was also a personal role model for me. In case I had any question on inversion software, there was one, or there were two persons, of course, Sergey. The other person was Stig Syndergaard, so that was ellipsoid correction, that was ionosphere. And I'm not sure, was you in the stretch limousine 2001 with Ben Herman and Jay Fine? Was you with us 2001 in Boston? Yes. You was. So we were in a stretch limousine, I can tell you, with Jay Fine and with Ben Herman, and with the stretch limousine, we went to a restaurant to have a joint dinner. I will never forget this, together sitting in this Michael Jackson white stretch limousine, very, very long, and Stig was part of it. So,
oh, thank you. All right. See if I can find out how this one works. Uh-oh, that's not what I wanted. So how does it do the red dot there? Is that the middle?
Forward, and the pointer is simply put here, then push, and then look some.
It comes there. I cannot.
Okay, it's a bit delayed. It's a bit delayed.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see. Good. All right. So, Rick gave me the title DMI Perspectives, so that's where I'm going to start. Actually, I will start with this picture. You have seen it before today. This is the first GPS-MET temperature profile that was retrieved. And later on, I'll tell a little bit more about that. But so what did GPS-MET actually mean to DMI? It meant a lot. It actually affected the lives and the careers of many people. And I wrote the names here over many years. And the ones in bold are the ones that are now working at DMI, still working on radio occultations. But other than that, you can see here also Per Høeg is mentioned. He was the first one actually starting looking into radio occultations at DMI, and he hired me at DMI to work on this, and that's. We worked on this first ESA report in 1995. And later on, what came out of it was also that there was a Danish satellite named Ørsted. It was launched in 1999 and had an RO experiment on it. And of course, all this also led to what we have today at DMI, the EUMETSAT ROMSAF. So GPS-MET actually shaped DMI quite a lot into what it is today, at least the part of the department that I work in. So without radio occultation, without GPS-MET, there would not be any ESA involvement in RO. This first collaboration between the University of Graz and DMI, where Per Høeg and Gottfried Quirsengas got together. They worked on this, and this was before actually GPS-MET was launched, but of course they knew about what was going on. They had heard about it. So they got this contract with ESA to find out what was this about. And this contract, I was hired there in 1995 to work on that. And it resulted in what maybe some of you know is the ROSAP ray tracer. It also led to the next contract, EGOPS with University of Graz, and many following ESA contracts. It led to DMI and RUAG involvement in NPOS and GPSS-OS, and eventually that led to METOP-GAS as we have today. So no RO on Ørsted without GPS-MET. This is one of the first temperature profiles from the Ørsted. Many of you have maybe never heard about the Ørsted satellite, probably, but it was launched in 1999. It came before CHAMP, actually. But there were some issues with the one of the antenna. So it was a single frequency. It was also a tuberose that was put on this satellite. But we could still manage to get some profiles out of it. And then more recently, we got some funding from Copernicus Climate Change Services, looking into what was actually collected by the Ørsted satellite. And you can see over here, there's some more profiles later on in the 2000 and all the way to 2005 almost. Nobody ever looked at those profiles. I haven't either. I just found out that they are there. We did look at the ones in 1999, and so that's where the most of them are. But as I said, there were some challenges, and data quality is not that good. But maybe one day we will be able to get more out of it. We need another project, I think, to process single frequency radio occultations. Then we can maybe get some more out of this. So no ROMSAF without GPSMet, of course. ROMSAF is not only DMI. There's also cooperating entities. ECMWF is part of the ROMSAF. IEEC in Barcelona is part of the ROMSAF, and Met Office is part of the ROMSAF, and then also more recently, University of Graz Wigner Center is part of the ROMSAF. So GPSMet led to all of this. Without GPSMet, this would not have happened, I think. All right, so but before the ROMSAF was materialized, I went to Tucson in Arizona. I worked there as a PhD student. I was there for 2 semesters. And I came there in 1996, first time. And here you see, we went to a meeting in Boulder in the fall of 1996, and you've seen this picture before today also. You see here, Ben Herman is back there. Somehow I don't get this to work, and that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back here. Is it this one? Yeah, that's the one. Ben Herman here. You've heard about Ben Herman before today. We have Da-Sung Feng right in front of him here. We have a lot of other people over here that you've seen in the audience today. Mike Exner is not here, but so I was very proud to be part of that adventure, basically. Here later in the same year, at the AGU in San Francisco, you see Sergey and Mike Exner and Michael Gorbanov here, me over there. And this guy here in the is Pierluigi Silvestrin. He's from ESA, and he actually played also a very decisive role in ESA getting involved into RO. He was kind of the pendant in Europe to Jay Fine here in the US. He made funding, made it possible that we got funding for many ESA projects on RO. So GPSMet also led to this to LEO microwave ideas, and a nice trip to Barcelona. I'm here together with Ben Herman standing there, and here we have Da-Sung and Ben, and you know, these 2 guys, they were the first profile. I went the slide on the first page I had. As far as I understand, Ben Herman was working in Arizona, and he hired Da-Sung to make the code to do the inversion, and that's what came out of it. They actually made that first picture. But as I said, this also led to LEO, and there's some later papers here, and recently also including the infrared laser signals that also Gottfried Kirchengast is working on. So, and also the Chinese connection there that Gottfried established. So this is also the future of this. This is what GPSMet also will lead to. I think one day we will get these very interesting ideas materializing. And I know Rob is working on that in particular. All right, so I was in Arizona, and after my 2 semesters as a PhD student, I got hired as a postdoc. This picture is when Gottfried Kirchengast visited us in 2001, I think it was. So we are standing there in Saguaro National Park, west of Tucson. And I don't remember so much about his visit, but one thing I do remember is that he got his laptop stolen. In his office, he had an office, and he was just for 1 month there. And somebody broke in and took his laptop. And I wish he was here today, then he would probably be able to answer the question, was it before or after this picture was taken? I don't know. Yeah, and also this picture here, I mean, we had a soccer team in Arizona, and we have Rob over here. Yeah, see that, and me there. And without GPS Met, I mean, there would not be a man standing there, and there would not be a guy sitting down there, right? So this is also what GPS Met leads to. I don't know if we were really good at. Did we win in the games, Rob? Yeah, we won sometimes, didn't we? Go, yeah. All right, good. Okay, and then so I went on from Arizona, and I got the privilege to work with some of the guys that you saw up here in the panel, or maybe all of them almost. Chris Rockin, Bill Schreiner, Sergei Sokolovsky, Tom Meehan, and so on, and I became involved in the preparations for Cosmic 2, also Cosmic 1, and also we went to the launch, and many people were invited for the launch, and so what you see here is the bus full of, well, maybe not so full. There was 3 buses. This is just one of them, and maybe it's not full, totally filled up when I took this picture here. If it was me taking it, I'm not sure. But you see some familiar faces here. You see Ben Ho over here, Ben Herman there, Jay Fine back there, John Labreck here. I'm not sure if this is Bill Randall, maybe, I don't know. But so this was really a privilege to discuss, to be part of this, and I will never forget that that launch there. So it was launched, and there were 6 satellites in orbit, and I want to tell this story. This is the first collocated ionospheric profiles. It was one late evening. I was the first person on Earth to see this picture. So it is two profiles, one from FM2 and one from FM4. But when I saw this, I didn't believe it. I thought something went wrong. File names in the processing, you know, they have the 2 or the 4 in the file names. I said, no, something went wrong. They're just the same occultation process twice, maybe with some slightly different orbits or something like that. And I talked to Bill Schreiner about it, and he said, no, I don't think there's anything wrong there. It's 2 different profiles. It's 2 different satellites. And that really opened my eyes to how precise we can actually measure things. And my time is up. So this is the end. Actually, it's actually just the beginning, because this picture was taken in Yuma, Arizona, just around the time of the GPS Met launch, and kind of symbolizes how far we have come in these 30 years. So I will end there. Thank you.
The speaker is Neil Bowler from Mate Office. So Mate Office, I think at that time was the first even organization assimilating radio occultation data. Is that right? In 26, is that right?
I
nevertheless, it's okay. Please, we look forward
I don't honestly know